Evening, ladies. Good evening, moms. Good evening. Hi, Janice, Kate.
Hello, Anton.
Hi, good evening,
Hi, Leah. Good
everyone.
evening.
Hello. Good evening to and good morning to people watching on the live stream, most especially watching on the replay. We're talking to four fabulous mamas. Mom, they're known as the Fab Four Mamas.
Woo!
And talking about mom wellness. And there's a big mom wellness event this weekend by Mommy Mundo. So we'll be talking about it. But we'll talk about mommy wellness in general, no, during this pandemic. And
Yeah.
if you want to join our discussion, you can join during this live stream. Comment on the live stream. We're live streaming in Facebook and in YouTube. And my name is Anton Diaz, founder of our Awesome Planet, and we'll be talking about mom wellness with the Mommy Mundo Fab Four Mamas. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for talking to us. And thank you for All right, Janice, maybe let's do a short introduction so that a lot of people will get to be familiar with the Fab Four Mamas, and then maybe just also tell them about the event this weekend also.
Okay. So, well, first of all, Anton, thank you for having us and for always supporting Mommy Mundo events. You and Rach have always been there for Mommy Mundo. I know that parenting is also actually one of your first advocacies with together with food and the Philippines family is also one of your passions. So thank you for being our partner in advocating active parenting. So today I'm happy to have with me my Fab Four Mamas. Just to give you an intro, they're actually each of them are my friends from different parts of my life. And then last year, when we were doing, I would talk to them individually. I realized maybe I should invite all of them to one, was that a coffee break? Basta in podium. And then we hit it off and instantly we became sisters in wellness and craziness.
Well,
And-
that's crazy. Yes.
Yeah. And later on, we just called ourselves the Fab Four because we're fabulous that way. So we're the Fab Four Mamas. But really, what's important to note in our friendship is that we all have a passion for spreading wellness, or basically really helping other people, moms and dads, and actually everyone in general who need help in wellness, mental health, physical wellness, and all of that. Just to share what we know to help others be better or live better. So just to give you an idea, I'll start with, ano ba to? Age or beauty, no? So just to give you an idea. First, siguro, in order of how I met you guys, I've known Kit since maybe 20 years. Maybe as in high school, we didn't know each other that much, but when she used to run, or I think still going, Mount Puro, which is a facility for kids camps and team building. It's called Camp Explore. So I met her when my kids were small. My boys would go to camp and they would have fun there and learn leadership skills early on. So she's been doing this and advocating, leadership, right, and everything for kids for decades. Yes. So Kit is actually a coach, conscious strength alchemy coach. And then last year, before I left for Canada, she joined me in Mommy Mundo as the program director of Mommy Mundo. So she's also been doing conscious parenting advocacy on Mommy Mundo.
Yay!
Among other things. Okay, so Kit, would you like to share also, give a few words about yourself and your family?
Yeah, so we met in Camp Explore, and then so I've been running Camp Explore for 20 years. And then I'm married to Iñaki, so we're Inaki and Inaki. And we have two daughters. So Martina is 14 and Natalia is 9. So We also do conscious parenting, coaching also, and strengths workshops for companies as well. So,
Yeah.
uh,
So Kit is a master trainer in the Franklin Covey program and also strengths,
yes.
among
So the
others.
7 habits for highly effective people.
Yes.
Na Gallup
Okay. So
certified.
that is Kit. And my sister number two, I've been in touch with her for decades as well, 20 plus years. And she actually started off with her, well, not really started off, but she was known for her passion in therapy, in physical therapy. And actually, when I started Mommy Mundo, the precedent was Mommy Page as my directory. And I would always put her there because at the time, she was the only person offering, or maybe the only, or the most famous one, Knox, because she was a child star. You might recognize her from
Child
her
talaga.
past showbiz appearances. Um, so, anyways, so Kate would do physical therapy or massage for pregnant moms, and actually prenatal pregnant moms, not yeah, prenatal pregnant moms. We're also doing breastfeeding, but basically, just to give you a gist, right now we call Kate certificate because she's a passionate learner and she has all these certificates basically to teach and share aromatherapy, touch therapy. She's a certified yoga instructor, strengths coach as well. So many others. So Kate, would you like to share about yourself, your work, your passions, and your family?
Thanks. I love hearing what you have to say and how you see me.
Oh, please talk
So
about your showbiz career also.
that was a long time ago. But yeah, so I'm a mom of three girls. I've got Tatiana, who's 18, Imogen, who's 9, and little Allegra, who's 6. And my husband's Marty. He's lovely. Um,
Marty, my love.
yeah, exactly. And I've got two furry kids. I've got Angus and Shiver, a Westie and a Yorkie. And yeah, that's my brew. That's my lot.
Yeah. So
Work
right now, how you keep busy, Kate?
Sorry.
How do you keep busy now? What are you?
I've shifted completely to Zoom classes. All my one-on-one yoga classes. Really, it's somatic coaching. So it's from bottom to top, meaning we do a lot of breathing, a lot of movement, a lot of yoga to just clear the mind because we're all going just a tad crazy this 2020. And over this year, I've also managed to somehow do a lot of coaching from top to bottom as well because I've found that a lot of teens like Tatiana's age are not doing so well, unfortunately. So yeah, lots of new programs coming up, and I'm excited to share that with you. But that's what I do.
Thank you, Kate. So actually, when I'm with my Fab Four Mamas, we never run out of things to talk about. And it's not only chismis. I know we don't make chismis. We don't. Because we don't. No. We only talk about substantial things. Which brings me to my third.
Progressive.
Ang boring
Really?
naman natin.
Boring daw natin.
So I want to introduce to you my third sister. So actually met her by accident. She was introduced to me by Kathy Babao, who is my good friend as well, and who's a known grief counselor. So she linked me up with Leah, who is a very accomplished writer and marketer. So that's her real life. But now she has totally shifted as well to wellness and coaching. So she is a coach as well, a strengths coach, and she is also a advocate of self-care and self-love. She's a coach in Atma Prema Wellbeing as well, and she also teaches writing workshops. So she's sharing her passion, but still linking it to wellness. And she's also taking all these courses so that she can share her passions with us in a holistic manner. So Leah, can you please give us an idea on what you're passionate about, your advocacies, and also your family?
Okay. Hi everyone. So I am Heartworks healing coach Leah. That's that's what resonates with me. I am a single mom survivor. I have kids who are adults. I have a daughter who's getting married in December.
Tara!
Woo! And
Congratulations.
and one of the things when I decided to shift to like the second part of my life and go into coaching and healing, I realized that a lot of our stuff, our self discovery, really has to do with the stories that we tell ourselves. And I that's my passion, is storytelling. And to realize that you change your story, you change yourself, is such an eye opener for me. And I realized that this was a passion and a mission because you ask yourself, especially in these times, what is the one thing that you would do even if you didn't get paid for it? And for me, it's still leading people out of their dark, through reframing their stories.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh my
and I feel so blessed that I have the Fab Four, Mama.
Galing!
God, that's our intro.
Galing. And you are hosting this weekend's event, di ba, Janice? Maybe you
Yeah.
can talk about that.
Yes, thank you, Anton, for this opportunity. So, as you know, Mommy Mundo has also shifted totally to digital. We used to do an event called Expo Mom all over the country, but now it's also a gift that we're on digital and we're able to reach moms from all over the world. This is our second Expo Mom online, and trying to be very receptive to what moms need nowadays. I just wanted to focus on the mom's inner well-being. We all know that it's been a tough year and we've gone through more changes this year than in our lifetimes, I think. So we actually, Mommy Mundo, just wanted to focus on wellness. So our wellness festival is this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and we decided to call it Love and Light Mama. So really it's basically finding the light within and focusing on love and positivity and just giving ourselves the tools to be better inside so that we can function better outside. So the weekend is a free event. You just go on Mommy Mundo's Facebook.
Wow! Free
Yeah,
event!
free event.
Good!
Yeah, so we wanted to just make it open, just like your talks, Anton. Just have it accessible to everyone, and anyone can access it. Even moms, dads, non-moms and dads, regular people, regular people, from everywhere as well, so we can reach more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is like a preview, no? I have some questions for you, ladies. Pero let's say hi muna to those people watching. I think Ignacio Alfonso Llamas said, hello, Fab Four Mamas. Cap De Leon said, Fab Four Mama, excited for Expo Mom 2020. And of course, Abby, good evening. Saying to you guys. So, all right. So this year has been crazy, and I think there's a lot of talk about how did you cope up with the craziness of 2020, and since we're ending it also, parang what goes onto your mind in terms of coping and finishing 2020 strong? Maybe we can have one tip per
Yeah.
mama.
Kit, you want to start, Kit?
Okay, so with Iñaki and I, my husband and I, we work together, and most of our source of income is really face to face workshops and coaching sessions, and even outdoor lecture for building for kids in school. So it was really a challenge for us, but I think it really helped us the practice of meditation. Together as a couple, we really wanted before the pandemic, I was already trying to practice it more regularly, but because of this pandemic, just to stay in our breath was something that really worked for us. At first, it was I don't know what's the effect. I really don't know, but I was just trusting the process. And then as it continued, as we thought it's going to be 4 months, 3 months, and we're going to be back to the usual way. So one of the things that we try to do is just do our meditation practice and breath work just together and move our body. Of course, we try to, especially when it was just starting, it was in the right zone. We didn't do any more than day night, and then keep open and just having someone to talk to, have just be there for you. And there's that one concrete thing practice that really helps.
So coming to breath, diba, we advocate proper breathing. And I think that's something that we've all been practicing on our own and also trying to share that with our community. So the breathing of labor, the labor breathing, it's not the breathing that we want to share, but really to breath. So I want to segue on to Kate, who is really one of the proponents of breathwork.
Yes.
And we'll be talking more about that in your talk at Expo Mom, right? On and body, what do you call it? Body full. Embodied mindfulness. So, Kate, do you want to talk about how you personally shifted yourself during the pandemic, and also about your advocacy for breathwork?
Part of me feels a little relieved this year. There are many blessings that came that I'm just so grateful for. My kids weren't in traffic all day. I got to spend so much time with them. That there was so much good that came out of it, that I feel that aside from the first 3 months of creating new schedules and new systems, but once that was in place, of course, the financial challenges that we all took a blow to. I quite enjoyed this year in a strange way, and how we did that. And I hope this helps. Well, let's start off with Marty and I. I think because we're both learners, we're so lucky that we only had less than a handful explosions in this house. And I think you really this year has really brought about that you are gifted with the life that you have built. And because Marty and I really worked so hard together to communicate well, we're gifted with that this year. We created during the times when it was bad, we both sat down and said, okay, we have to create rituals because we're constantly in the same space and the kids are also in the same space. So, instead of date night, we've got like our love chat night, where we have tea and yeah, you know.
No, we don't. We actually don't.
We get all of the things that are sort of irking us and bugging us, and we hold space for each other to talk it through, and then hopefully it leads to sexy time. Okay. So
rewind.
Oh, I think there's been a lot more teas and coffees in our lives than wine this year. Yeah, so I think that's number one. When the couple who are living together is in harmony, then I think the rest of it flows. With saying that, we've also tried to find things that we can do, things that you can control, and just let go of the things you can't control. I've also, of course, I've been studying an awful lot about my nervous system. So it's also been a year of flushing out a lot of childhood traumas, a lot of, and when I say trauma, everybody has trauma, yeah? Whether it's a nasty word that was said to you or whether you were physically, emotionally, sexually abused, or even medical trauma. So it's really being able to sit with that. There's so much stuff online.
Yeah.
There's so much free stuff online. And we're giving free stuff to so many, right? So really, my thing is just create pockets for yourself, pockets of time for yourself. And just do the work.
Right. Thank you, Kate. So, ang bilis, diba? Yan pa lang, you get so many tidbits of tips already. I mean, just to, besides breathing properly, like if you're stressed or overwhelmed, just breathe in and breathe out. Take a good breath and count up to 5 or 10.
So
That
maybe Janice, for the breathing, they can just come on to this weekend so that they'll learn a lot more there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's for kids. What we're doing is tapping into the nervous system of the kids and the mom so that you can co-regulate and not so much screaming in your home. Just come on in. Yeah, well, let's invite them to come on in.
It's true, Kate, what you said about finding things to be grateful for. There is sickness and hard stuff going around with everybody, even ourselves, and more so to the less fortunate in our country. But we can find things that we're grateful for in our days, and I think that's also part of rewriting our story, which Leah advocates. Personally, I learned also that when you're writing a story of being a victim to circumstances, or always na lang that it's bad, this country is na, about the story of the narrative that we want to live out in our lives, it's also hard to shift up and find things to be grateful for and be positive. And also, di ba, naman us moms, whatever our mood is or how we're feeling today, the whole family will follow that eventually. So Leah, can you share about your own journey? I know your daughter's getting married, so it's another experience entirely going through that right now. Plus also the work you've been doing. I know you've been coaching people in and out of the country.
Yes.
So,
one of the things about being on lockdown is you are forced, and I will use that word and it's apt, you are forced to have your me time, whether you like it or not. Living the lives we used to lead, you can be busy, and never get to face yourself. But this lockdown has put us in a position where we need to face ourselves. And a lot of the people that I coach, it's all about suddenly having to face so many things you never had to face before about yourselves. The light and the dark. So one of the things that works for me and that I always share with others is really to come from gratitude. Because when we're stressed and when we're fearful, we have a tendency to be to feel entitled. This is how things should be for me. This is how we get into so many shoulds, and but really when we step back and we think, wait a minute, there's so much to be grateful for myself, for others, for the fact that we're still all here. And just putting yourself in a space of gratitude really shifts your feelings and your thoughts. So it's not about, I'm going to get this and I'll be grateful. I'm going to achieve this and then I'll be grateful. I'm going to do this and then I'll be grateful. And no, you be grateful and you're happy. Because it's hard to be entitled and grateful. It's hard to be sad and grateful. Those two things cannot be in the same space. So you're either grateful or you're not.
Yeah. I read somewhere that in gratitude, the fear is banished as well. Like you can't really put any negative light when you're in the space of gratitude.
No. And I always tell people that I coach, sige, I challenge you, do it. Be sad and grateful. Be angry and grateful. Feel like a victim. Come on, feel like a victim and be grateful. It's not possible. You can try though.
So Leah, your talk on this weekend is about self-care, which is one of our favorite topics, especially for moms. Any stage, we need to practice self-care. But we do have, Anton, we want to talk about a different level of self-care. Because usually, before self-care, they'd say is like, have pockets of time for pampering or fun things or just space for yourself. But there's a deeper meaning to self-care which we learned. Anton, how do you practice self-care? The daddy have a different story of self-care, but
iba ang story namin. Pero show ko to, so ako magtatanong.
Okay.
Okay. Hindi, anong tawag nito? May, well, let's say hi muna, may mga nagko-comment eh. Hi, Marty. So, Marty Gonzalez, uh, and Bryson. All right, Janice. So next question. Let's go to the next question. Ito gusto kong
Yes.
malaman. Kasi 'di ba, I want to get what works in parenting in 2020. Now, ang context is, of course, you have COVID. But of course, you have online distance learning. But of course, you have the double typhoon. You have all this, craziness with parenting. The kids are going gaming, 'di ba? All the time. How do you make it work for your kids? No, maybe just one tip that worked for you in parenting this 2020.
Oh, I'd like to direct that question to Kit, who, oh, look at this. Hi, guys. So,
Saying
maybe
good
I'd
night.
like-
They're just saying good night. Say hi, titos. Say hi, Tito Anton.
So I'd like to direct the question to Kit, who really had an experience this pandemic time with parenting, and also both personal and also what we've been sharing on Mommy Mundo. So Kit, would you like to share?
So one thing with it's really super tough for parents now because we can't outsource parenting now. Diba? Before there's the school, and then there are activities that we outsource them now. Even but because of this pandemic, everything is now with the parents. So one thing that in terms of parenting that we really learned, the best way to take care of your kids and to be able to really give them the security and attachment they need from parents is to be full in ourselves, because whatever is inside us, that's what we're going to project to the kids. So to be able, it goes down again to self-love, self-care, self-compassion. So really to understand that what we are really parenting first is our inner child within us. So because of what happened, this what Kate said, we all went through trauma in our lives. Whether anything that created a big emotional feeling with us, and it's embedded in our nervous system, right? So during this pandemic, it recreated the pattern, the scenario we were put ourselves when we were still children, and then now our children is showing us what we need to still grow from. So they're actually our teachers. They're telling us, they're showing us where we still need to improve and evolve to become better human beings. Not just your role as a mother or as a father, but really as a human being. So when there are triggers, when our children are triggering us in a sense, they're not triggering us. It's actually something that happened to us also that triggers us, because proof of that, because there are parents who are okay with it, okay, and there are parents who are have solicit more like big feelings about it. So it's probably a concern or the issue that we still need to heal out in ourselves. So one thing with this, it's really a look also inwards and what we need to change, and we need to clean our energy first before we interact with our children. And because our children also, they're growing up in a different world. It's not like in our time before. So pag nakikita natin sila, for example, they're into their games. Okay, we have to remember also, it's just like our days also. Kung tayo in our generation, I don't know, majority for we had telebaba, di ba? We were doing a phone pal or things like that. This is their version. This is their version of connection. They still need to connect, especially depends on the age of your children also. But they're taken away from physical connection, especially with the tweens and going to teens. They need that. They need that physical. When when we get triggered and we feel like, they're spending too much time online, we also have to check in on our own schedule.
So,
Like,
Kira, to have a practical application, that's conscious parenting, right? So,
Yeah.
when our kids, for example, trigger us, like, can you give an example of how our kids trigger us,
yeah.
and you realize that it's you, being triggered, and not really that you want something to happen with your kids. No?
Yeah, so for example, you see your teenager, they're always online. They have like watch movies and they're in their games, di ba? Parang, what is the story that you're creating in your head? Goes back to the stories again. We interpret the behavior right away, and the minute we see them, we correct it coming from our own lens. But we do not even ask, or we're not connecting. So in conscious parenting, it's a connection before correction. It's that they're just still, we're the ones creating it in our heads. We're moving forward already. Oh no, if they do that, they're gonna sleep late. If they sleep late, they're going to be, they're gonna end up flunking in school. If they're not attentive in school, they won't get a good.
That's a story.
Yeah, so it goes
Yeah.
on and on already.
And then
So
you also have to ask yourself why it's triggering you. So for example, if your 6-year-old doesn't want to listen to teacher,
yeah.
then for the nth time, then you have to think about why it's triggering you. Is
Why
that
is it triggering you? What about it that's triggering you? So, what is the story you're creating in your head about that behavior? And we forget to ask, to see the child. Like, what do they need? What do they need? So, you're always going to ask yourself, what do I need right now? So, before you even correct them, check in on your own energy. Maybe
because we
you're
might be projecting our fears?
Yes, we're projecting our fears, we're projecting our moods. Maybe there's also something happening with work, or something in the house, or your relationship with your husband also. Tapos the minute you see them, they're the ones you're going to yell at. So it's not really them. We forget. So we need to learn how to control our self-regulate, and
So breathe, and then
breathe, and then remember also, okay, they're still kids. They're just 4 years old. They're just 6 years old. What is that? Discipline for us at this time, especially during this time, you reframe it, discipline, as you're teaching them the skill. Parents are teachers of the skill. It just means they do not have the capacity yet in their physical capacity or mental capacity to do what you still expect them to do. You need to still teach them, and that's difficult because it demands our attention, full attention as parents. So since we need to embody it, we need to be the one to show them how it's done, what words to use. So that's why we are. It really starts with a parent and our own energy.
okay.
So that's
That's the basics of
yeah.
conscious.
You can add also, because there's a lot of things to do with
Crossover, yeah. I love the way what we do just always comes together. Every time you're talking, I'm just going, yeah, that's the top to bottom. That's the top to bottom. It's wonderful to hear. It's music to my heart.
Sure.
So can I chime in? Yeah, so let me chime in with, while you're talking here. So I wanted to quote something that Irene Lyon, one of my teachers, put up on her IG today. Did you know that procrastinating and fleeing from health, also known as sabotaging yourself over and over again, is a sign of trapped survival, stress, also stored trauma? I wanted to bring the conversation here because, with all our great intentions of what we're going to do with our kids, and we fail. We just fail, and we just beat ourselves up about it. It's been how many months now that we've been since March, right? And it's really just that laziness. I want to talk about laziness as not a bad thing. I want to say that laziness is something that needs, our nervous system just needs to heal. We need to get back to a social state, right? And the only way to do that is also to move. You gotta move. You gotta just get and gambot and dance. Right? You gotta do the moves where, remember as children we'd see our lolas or our moms just dancing, put the music on and just dance, right? And so in one of the courses I'm doing, one of the ladies had shared how she co-regulated with her kids was she got a bike. I'm lucky because I live in a small gated community, and so it's my anniversary in a few days, and Marty got me a bike. It's my first bike ever. So my kids and I went biking yesterday, and what a wonderful way to co-regulate. So you find activities, physical activities to co-regulate. It's going to take forever to take out the trash of trauma. And I don't know whether we ever really do. But we have so many, well, what I call the vibe of your five, right? Your food, your sleep, your breath, the way you move, and positive thinking. You can clean out those five every day with the choice of what you eat, with the choice of what you watch, what you read, who you communicate with. And yeah, go easy on yourself. That if you're a little lazy that day or you failed again that day, it's okay. Try again tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's something we can teach our kids too, right? Like, even if they're really young, we kind of underestimate not only their capabilities but their needs as well. Like, it's not only us that's going through a lot of changes; it's also them.
Janice, one of the things that I've taken on to lately is I notice that when Marty and I are lazy, I actually give the job to the girls and say, "Hey, Papa needs to exercise a little bit more. Maybe you can take him out for a bike ride tomorrow morning at 6." And so we reversed roles and empowered her to do that. So she'll come in and wake us up. So it's you try new things, right?
Yeah, right.
I'd like to pick up from where Kate was building up on, and the takeaway for me is that, and also from my experience, is that being a mom is a tough job, and there's no retirement. I mean, like, my daughter's getting married, I'm still a mom, right? So I'm gonna be a mom forever. And the thing is, I noticed that a lot of young moms, and I guess we did the same thing too, we beat ourselves up, right? We beat ourselves up for things that we feel, oh no, I've ruined my child, and whatever. But really, really, no. I mean, be kind to yourself. Whatever, and I always say this, whatever it is, and you will make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. Because when you make your mistakes, it's more about how you show your children. What do you do when you make mistakes? What do you do when you fall? How do you pick yourself up? Instead of teaching your children perfection, that's a lie. I will repeat, moms, perfection is a lie. It needs to end with this generation. Isn't COVID already proof that we didn't know what we were doing, the whole world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's okay. It's okay. And look how we're picking up. It's more about us picking up. Yeah, so
True.
perfection is a lie. Be kind to yourselves and let your children learn. Let your children learn the beauty of imperfection.
Yeah.
I love that, Leah.
Yeah, so good.
That's nice.
Thank you, mamas.
Pero mahirap pa rin. Like, we have 4 boys kasi sa bahay, so I don't know how we're able. Wait, we have some comment here from Jam. Being a mom is a tough job and there's no retirement. Agree. Really grateful for my mom. And
That's
now,
true.
let's, ito, gusto kong tanungin talaga sa inyo. Actually, kaya ako kayo in-invite dito is, the husbands, for us, for coping up, syempre, a happy wife is a happy pandemic life, di ba? So, do you have tips ba for the husband also on, if there's something you wanted to say to the husbands out there during this pandemic, what would it be? And And I really just wanted to know because some of the moms minsan hindi nagsasalita, di ba? And of course, for us, if the moms are happy, we're happy as well.
I like that, Anton. Thank you, Anton, for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, and time for this beautiful question.
Thank you.
Okay, that's an answer.
Go ahead, Kate.
Observe. So I made a mental note of this when again Marty and I were at the height of it was just too much, and it was really at nighttime where I was depleted, he was depleted, everyone's depleted, and it's the little things of wiping down the dog and putting water in the diffuser, just all these small things that wala ubus na si mommy, diba? And so to be able to have clarity of your needs and to ask for it, and to have that conversation, so that you have agreements, that really helped my home. I hope that
Yeah.
that can help
Yeah.
everybody else's.
Yeah, I think it's also like in our theme last month was make time for love. Also, right? Like it's easy to just go through the motions of daily life and not be aware of each other, even if you're in the same house, and you just go through the motions and not realize that, oh, I have my wife beside me and so she could be overwhelmed or she has a lot to share. Because sometimes, di ba, women and men are different in the way they cope. So there's a really old book from our time called Women Are from Mars. Women
Men.
are from
No,
Venus.
men are from Mars,
Men are
women
from
are
Mars,
from
women are
Venus.
from Venus.
Yeah, and they say that when women are depleted, they want to talk. But when men are depleted, they want to unplug and stay on the couch and watch TV or whatever, but zone out. So sometimes us women, we when they finish their work, we want them to talk to us, but then they just need to unplug. So I think it's a give and take as well. So Anton, thanks for saying that happy wife, happy pandemic life. But it's a give and take, really.
Yes.
And we have to make time for love, whether that be actual time, like one-on-one time, like Kate and Marty when they do their talks at night, talks, etc. at night. Or just
Saturday afternoon.
make time to see each other, like the way you said that observe. But I think for us women, we also have to know that they don't read minds, so we have to communicate also.
Yeah, I think one of the things, just because culturally in with the Filipino culture, men are, macho image, you're not supposed to feel. I
Yeah.
think we need to give men the permission to feel their feelings and to
Agreed.
express.
Yes.
It's so hard for men to cry. I'm blessed because Iñaki is more, he has more.
Yes. Yes to that.
So, Iñaki, why don't you show yourself? Say
Go,
hi.
Iñaki!
Para may dad dito. Anton,
Hello, my pajamas na.
Iñaki. Okay. Sorry.
So I think that permission to be able to feel their feelings also, and permission also that they don't have to fix. They don't have
Thank
to fix.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I have to say, we're such good mamas. Anton asked us how dads can make women happy, and we're answering the other way
Yeah,
around.
no, but I want to pick up also
Yeah.
from Kit because we women, we have each other, right? We're woke till kingdom come, but men in these times, they need to understand and to believe it's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to not know the answer. It's okay
Yes,
to
yes.
not fix. My daughter is getting married, and I told her, allow your husband to feel. Make him know that it's okay to be vulnerable, that he doesn't always have to be the man of the
That's
house.
true. Oh,
Kasi
and
parang nakakapagod naman yon, lagi kang Superman.
yeah, I think,
Para
and
sa
I
mga
think that's the way to. That's also the way to make your wife happy is to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
the way you connect with us women. Hint,
Yes.
guys.
I think that's the tip. Janice, you hit the nail on the head.
Anton, you have
That's
to
the
be
tip.
vulnerable. That's our
Yeah.
answer.
Ganun pala.
Best way.
Diba? No, iba yung answer namin as opposed to other traditional people.
Even
Real
Superman 3.
sensitive.
Yeah.
Galing. Thank you. And galing ng mga sagot nyo. So, kailangan palang umiyak.
Yeah.
Right.
Pwede.
The emotions. Sige.
It's connecting through the heart, like being open to what you're going through. So that's what we women want. I mean.
Galing. Again, thank you so much for being here. This is Thanksgiving week. Thank you so much to all the moms out there, and you deserve the wellness weekend this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And maybe some final thoughts, and can you invite them to this weekend's Mommy
Yes.
Mundo event?
So I'd like to invite you again to be with us, the Fab Farm Mamas. We're going to be hosting 2 days of free talks from wellness experts, counselors, and coaches. It's going to be filled with tips that you can use, tips and techniques that you can use for your own self, for your family, and your homes. And it's open to everyone. Again, just go to Mommy Mundo FB Live. On Saturday, it opens at 9 o'clock. You'll see the program on our page. Just visit Mommy Mundo on Facebook and Instagram. So we have Leah gonna talk about self-care.
Self-love.
Self-care and self-love. So self-love is a higher level of self-care. And Kate is going to talk about embodied mindfulness for kids. How can we be mindful and teach our kids the same? And Kit, as our program director, will help me host and facilitate and moderate the whole 2 days. It's a festival, and we want to celebrate what we've had at home and what we've been trying to practice the whole challenging year. So guys, do you want to take a few minutes to brief moment to say a few words and invite them?
Yeah, so see you on Saturday and Sunday. It's a wellness festival, and just keep on breathing and enjoy every breath. And I'm grateful that we are all still so healthy as long as we are breathing well.
Yeah.
So see you on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. See you Saturday and Sunday, 2 full days of amazing talks, and us ladies, us Fab Four Mamas, chit-chatting about those talks. And I'm really looking forward to learning again and sharing as well. So see you Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. Okay, Leah.
Yeah, see you this weekend, mamas, and we're gonna be together, and we're gonna have so many wellness gurus teaching us so many things. And I just want to say, in these difficult times when all else is lost, mamas just come from love.
Yeah.
Just come from love.
All right. Galing. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks everyone for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Anton.
Hi to Rach also.
Oh,
Yes.
hi to Rach also.
Yes, nandiyan siya, nakikinig. Thank you. So join us this weekend. We'll be there. Thank you, Janice and the
Thank you,
Pablo.
Anton. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.